This is June Archer from the Winner Circle on This Is 50.com with the two amazing women, Jerry Johnson and my sister, Meagan. Meagan, you know I love you. What's going on, sister?
How you doing?
What did the both of you learn about your characters going into season two, thinking, man, season one is amazing, and we got a season two? What am
Right.
I going to do to prepare for this role for season two?
Yeah, I think I am getting more because we've had this preparation period three times now, right? Even though we only had two seasons because season one was broken up. And so I kind of know what type of space Ty needs. And I was excited about the deepening of Ty this season and also the expanding of just like who she is as a person and like her dealing with now all of these issues that was laid out in season one. And so I knew that I had to like spend some moments to ground myself and to figure out like the line, because Ty and I are two different people and we deal with things differently. And whereas like I might lead with my heart and my emotions, Ty is very much like head, you know? And so in these like really tough emotional moments, choosing like how emotional would Ty actually get versus how emotional Jerry might get. And so really like monitoring the authenticity to this character, but also letting her live still in her fullness was a huge part of me getting into this season two process.
Yeah, for me, it just was, I guess that was one of the wonderful things, and kind of the worst things that happened is that we got through like episode 3 and the pandemic hit. And then we were like, are we going to come back? Are we going to finish the show? Are we going to be able to get Whoopi back? I mean, all these things. And then coming back, I think that we were much more prepared for the characters. We had learned a lot, even in the time away. We had time to think and, all those things. And then I think this season, for me, there wasn't as much to do in the beginning because that evolution was going to happen in real time, because where we left off on season 1 is exactly where we picked up on season 2. So I was still in the evolution of this moment. Now let's see what happens next, and going with that. And that evolution has been really beautiful, because it's been very like messy, but very, very real, not like, oh, this is what usually happens in movies and TVs. It's like, no, what would this moment really be like? What would you really do after the fact? What are the things that you're learning and discovering about yourself in real time, and how does that translate? And so
Both of you are unapologetically dope sisters.
hey,
And in season one, it is hard for the both of you to walk away from things that are not good for you. I want to ask for both men and women watching the show, as we go into season two, what can we learn, especially from a mental health standpoint? What can we learn about walking away from things that aren't good for us, knowing that the unknown may be still kind of frightening or scary, because what is bad for us is just comfortable, but it's still not good for us.
you said a word. This supposed to be from the character's point of view for you, from the show.
Well, for you, Meagan, because I love you, it don't matter what position it come from. I'm gonna let you talk.
Well, I would say, I think a lot of times we do stay in situations, or it could be marriage, it could be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, it could be a friendship, whatever it is, but we stay in those situations because it is comfortable, and we do know what to expect to some degree, and we're familiar with that person. And then sometimes it's because of like low self-esteem and not understanding your value and your worth, or being afraid that you're not going to get something that's as close to as good as this is in your mind for this moment. And I think that I feel like the best is always yet to come, and I feel like whenever you let go of something, God always gives you something better. And I feel like the second that you make space for something, something can come into that space at the proper time. And I think we're so afraid of holding on to the thing that is just okay, that we don't allow the let go for the thing that's really, really right and perfect for us. And that could happen in all different capacities. But I think that a part of that is mental health. And I think that does come from like, well, maybe I don't deserve, or maybe I won't find, or maybe I'm not good enough, or maybe I deserve this because of this thing, or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, I think we deserve God's best for us. And I think that it doesn't matter where you've been, what you've done, or what's been done to you. God wants us, and he wants to give us his best.
And I think sometimes we hold on to the only constant thing is change, and that's some people's biggest fear. Like, people don't like change. You like constant control or a semblance of control. And I think something that I'm reading Bell Hooks All About Love right now, right? And she talks a lot about, because we don't have a universal definition of love, and we talk about love so elusively, then people have different definitions, and they can make excuses and put it under the guise that, but this person loves me. But if we did have a clear definition, you can clearly say, oh no,
that's not that.
This and this and this and this. It doesn't matter if he's good on a Tuesday and Wednesday and bad everything, but he's so good on that Tuesday and Wednesday though. But it's like, but love is not going to be inconsistent like that. Love is not going to treat you bad. Love is not going to talk down to you. Love is not going to make you question or confused about who you are and what your values are. And so I think when you need to let something go, you will know, and that it's okay to not feel guilty about staying in something longer than you think, or maybe your peers think that you should have, because every relationship, there's a lesson in it. And so as long as you come out of that and acknowledge, oh, this is why I was staying in, or that's how you break generational curses and generational trauma.
Yeah, that part.
Change is good, change is inevitable, but the only thing that's constant is change.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Amen.